again, I just can't believe that in the end, when it really gets intense, as it is now, that it's Christians, it's people who actually believe the Bible are the only ones with wisdom who understand what's really going on. They're not shocked at all. And they're not panicked either. Like, they get it.
Tucker Carlson gets really honest about some realizations he's having on this recent podcast. He's seeing clearly that there's more to this life than what meets the eye. Watch this to the end. This is really good.
Pretty much everybody on my team is extremely well versed in the Bible.
Yeah.
And they bring me up to speed in a hurry. But I mean, even just,
Those are the wisest people I've discovered.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
But there's nowhere you can look and go, that makes sense anymore. Nothing makes any sense at all. The confusion of genders, it's everywhere. I mean, I was in D.C., what was it, last June, when we had the big pride party on the White House lawn and men were flashing their titties. I look at that as symbolism now. That is some type of evil force that's in there. This Easter was declared
Transvisibility Day?
exactly on Easter, with Easter bunnies and Easter eggs and the White House letterhead declaring that day Transvisibility Day. That's a symbol. The Pope.
That's a pretty clear symbol.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I'm
it
not a
doesn't.
theologian or anything, but
I
when you
don't-
replace Easter with any day, I think maybe you're making a statement about transcendent matters. It's not just about politics.
But the shit's everywhere. It's everywhere you look.
Yeah.
And
only the Bible readers are prepared to understand it. That's what because everything is the opposite of what you were told. So you were told that all the Bible readers were the most superstitious and inflexible and stupid and lacking wisdom and common sense, and they couldn't see reality. And like, that's what I grew up. I mean, even though we like went to church occasionally or whatever, of course we hated religious people, because all affluent Americans hate religious people in the world that I grew up in, because they're like superstitious and dumb and they're embarrassing and they're like kind of middle class or poor whites, and you're like, ugh. I mean, I'm so ashamed to say that, but I was never against them really, but I just didn't. I don't know. You just don't question what you were taught, really, kind of, you know. And then it turns out that like those are the only people who know what's going on. They're the best people. I've known that for a while. They are the best. Religious people are the best people. Like it's not even close. Who else hopes other people who else prays for their enemies? Anyone? No, just Christians, that's it. So anyway, I've known that for a while, that they were the best people. And of course I'm married to one. So I knew that. But what I didn't know was that they're the only wise people. They're the only ones who know what's up. And that they're just like way smarter than everybody. I didn't know that. I had no idea. And the last couple of years I've been like, holy shit, they're the only people who know what's going on. And you had the greatest line this morning. I won't reveal personal stuff we talked about, but you were talking about something like super crazy that happened to you. And you went to a Christian who works for you, who was just like, well, yeah, of course. Like that happens all the time. And you said to them, to people who really understand this stuff, it's like not a shocking event. I think you said it's like Tuesday, because they know that this is real.
Yep.
And what a mind fuck that has been. No, it's so great though.
Well, you know, with everything that's going on, and as disgusted as I am in the country and the citizens,
Yeah.
and the government, and I'm starting to get an eye into that as the show grows, and I see how disgusting
Yeah.
it actually is in there, and they are. It's just fucking horrible.
And this show is definitely, this show kind of radicalized me a little bit, which is not easy. Radicalizing me.
But
So yeah, no, you are definitely doing your part to tell the truth, which I thank you. I love that.
it gives me hope, though, in a weird way. Now that I can kind of see through this shit and realize, okay, none of this makes sense, and it actually makes sense that none of this makes sense because it's all been written. It's in it's in the book.
I know.
It's in the book, and it's playing out right now. And anyways,
But the fact that
Honestly, it's the only thing that brings me any hope, because I don't think we're getting out of this shit.
no, of course not. But right, but that shouldn't be surprising either. I mean, again, I just can't believe that in the end, when it really gets intense, as it is now, that it's Christians, it's people who actually believe the Bible are the only ones with wisdom who understand what's really going on. They're not shocked at all. And they're not panicked either. Like, they get it. It's so interesting. That itself is a biblical principle. The last shall be first. The most, the humble among you will be exalted. It's like, everything's the opposite of what you thought it was. Victory is defeat. Christianity is defeat. Being tortured to death is actually victory. It's like, it's just, but once you start, even if you're not a Christian, which I think you should be because it's true, but even if you're not, you can acknowledge, just having lived here for a while, that is absolutely the way things work.